Nate Russell joins me now as he gets ready to defend his amateur flyweight title when he faces Blaze Robinson next Saturday at the Big E. Nate, what's up?
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for the time. First off, I guess I have to wish you a happy belated birthday. You just had your birthday the other day, so how did that go?
Yeah. Not really. Didn't really do anything. I don't really have the time to really go out and do much, so I just spent it with my family and my kids. And they made me a nice little birthday card, which is like the best gift I had in a long time. So it was all right, I guess.
Very cool. How old are you now?
37.
Okay, so we're right about the same age. You know how it is. I think I pulled a muscle sleeping last night, so I can only imagine how difficult it is for you to go to training and get ready for a fight.
Man, it takes longer to warm up sometimes than it does to start training.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I mean, it can be a headache sometimes, just as long as I prepare properly.
Yeah. Well, I get,
eat the right stuff.
No doubt about it. Well, happy belated birthday. I do a lot to talk about. I want to speak on your last performance, a big win over Jake Bagley, a really tough guy. But that's coming after 3 years outside of the cage. You took some time off. So all in all, how happy are you with your performance?
I was really, really excited for my performance. I think I did really well. The biggest thing I was worried about is not being able to perform to how I usually perform, especially coming off such a bad performance in the last fight I was at before that at Cage Titans. I really wanted to return to what I was before that loss and return my mentality to where I was before. So, I mean, I'm happy with it. I won, so that's all that matters.
That loss was to Richie Santiago. And again, 3 years ago, why the lengthy layoff? Did something happen? Did you have an injury, or was it just some time that you needed away for family and personal stuff?
Oh, yeah, I had kids. I got 2 kids now. So before, I didn't have any kids before, and then my girlfriend got pregnant, and then she was sick the whole time she was pregnant. She had preeclampsia, and so she was throwing up and miserable the whole time for like 10 months. And then she got pregnant again, like a couple of months after that. And then she was sick again with preeclampsia the whole entire time with that also. So it kind of took some time off, time away from training, and I had to be there for her and do a lot of things with the family and that type of stuff.
How is she doing now?
Yeah, we're good now. We're great. No more kids. Again, return to what we were doing before is, everything's more crowded now, and it's a lot harder to schedule everything. That you can't just pick up and go now, but everything's good now. So.
That's good to hear. Let's talk about that loss to Santiago. Obviously, he's a really tough guy. He's running the doorstep of getting in the UFC. Everyone knows he fought at Contender Series. What do you think you did wrong in that fight? Is there something looking back on it? Did you just have a bad night, or is there something you can point to?
I don't think I prepared properly for it mentally. I think I was just trying to not get that excited about it because he was a big name, and I was trying to kind of suppress the intensity of the match and how big it was, and I was just trying to brush it off and kind of trying to keep calm instead of what I'm used to doing, and staying hype and excited and ready to go. I was kind of more laid back for it, and then when it came to the fight, my body responded the same way my mentality was. So yeah, that really doesn't work. It might work for some people. It didn't work for me too well.
Mm-hmm. Well, 3 years has passed. You step back into the cage. You got that big win over Bagley. What's different for you now? Do you feel like you're a different fighter? Are you rusty? Do you have to get back in there, get some more training in to get back to where you were at, or do you feel like you're even better?
Well, after the Bagley fight, I mean, I've been training now, so I think I'm better than I was before the fight. Before I took some time off, after putting so much time in, you get better after so many training days and picking up new techniques and polishing everything off. Other than that, I mean, I think it's the same.
Okay.
Not too much different. Just trying to just polish everything really.
So you're 37 years old now. You're just back at it full time. You're trying to get back in there, get some more fights under your belt. What are your goals now? Do you want to turn pro soon? Do you want to try to make a run at the big show, or is this more just a passion, a hobby for you, and you just want to try and collect some belts here regionally?
It's a passion, a hobby first. I would like to just collect belts. Not that just to collect belts, and that's where it would be stopping at, but I mean, if I happen to go pro and I happen to go to the UFC, it went one step at a time. Not looking, 5, 10 fights down the road. It's every fight is its own fight. So after this fight, I'll be looking to the next fight. And my coach says, hey, you're ready to go pro? Let's step it up a notch. Or, hey, you're ready to, assuming I'm ready to go to a bigger step than that. Hey, you're ready. Let's make that move. Then that's where I'll be at. But everything is one fight at a time. I don't really try to plan too much ahead and try to project myself to where I want to be. You know what I mean? Kind of just take it, for the moment, like I said, one step at a time. I'm not trying to just rush into everything. Wherever it lands, it lands. That's where it goes.
What did it mean to you to win that ammo belt over Bagley? I mean, when I look at that belt, it's a pretty good looking belt. I mean, it must feel pretty nice to have that, hoisted up at your home or wherever you have it displayed.
Well, actually, it's my second belt. I won the premier belt before I fought Santiago, which was a big win for me because that was my first belt, and we didn't really know much about that guy coming into the fight, and he really surprised me. He actually beat me in a jiu-jitsu tournament like 5 years before that, and I didn't even realize that. Like he was really a pretty good jiu-jitsu guy, but that was a big thing for me winning that first belt. And then this one was it was similar, but it was different. Like I already had a belt, so I had that, but it was the big win coming off with so much time off. I think that's what the big part was. I just wanted to prove to myself that I could still be in there and I could still fight. And all the challenges I faced before, they weren't going to keep me on the ground and keep me away from doing what I want to do.
What are you walking around at these days? How difficult is the cut to get to flyweight?
I walk around when I'm not training. I walk around at like 38. Then when I start training, I'm in the gym every day. It moves down to like 35. It's not really hard cut for me. Once I really start cutting, the pounds just come off. It's more I think more difficult to keep the weight on as I start training. So I don't want to lose too much weight too early. So to keep it on at a good pace is more difficult for me.
I'm interested to get your thoughts on the flyweight situation in the UFC. There's a lot of rumors right now that they may drop the division. I'm not someone that agrees with that. I feel like that division should stay. I mean, there's so many fighters that are very talented fighting, such as yourself, even here regionally. Just recently, last weekend, you saw Joseph Benavidez lose to Figueiredo. He didn't even make weight, so there still is no champion. What is your overall thought on that situation in the UFC and then flyweight divisions moving forward?
That's really disappointing that they do that or whatever they're doing with the division over there. Demetrius Johnson is like easily one of the best, if not the best fighter in the UFC. So to pretty much cancel him out and move him away from the promotion like they did is bananas to me. I don't really understand what they were going for there. They didn't really promote him well, I don't think. They didn't really promote the whole division well either. I know there's not that many guys. There's not a lot of guys at 125 UFC, but it doesn't look like they're out looking for them either. I mean, there's plenty of guys that wait. I mean, if you look at boxing they have weight classes at 122, 126, and 130. And there's no shortage of boxers at that weight. So I can imagine why there'd be a shortage of fighters at 125 looking to get on the biggest stage in the world. So for them to just drop the division and get rid of the champion, it doesn't make any sense to me. And they're the fastest, most, I don't know how to say it, they move around the most. The smaller guys. When you look at the smaller guys, they usually, doing the most work in a round per round. It's not like the heavier guys they're slower. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't think I said that properly, but
No, I agree with you 100%. Definitely. I enjoy watching the smaller weight classes compete. As you said, a lot more output. They're really going in there. They're moving around a lot. You see a really solid skill set, regardless of who it is, especially at those highest of levels. Let's talk about your camp here at FAA, getting ready to step back into the cage. How's it been thus far? How fresh are you feeling as fight night approaches?
My team is the greatest. I really can't say that I could go anywhere else and feel like I could be successful any other gym going anywhere else. The things that we do at FAA with Jeremy and Scott and all my training partners, they really put me into training, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, or um, um, trading in the pocket, setting up, moving in and out, everything that we do and all the techniques we work on there. Like, I really feel like I could compete with anybody. I don't think there's anybody in the region or in the Northeast that feel like that would wipe the floor. I'm not saying I'm the best one out there, but I feel like I can compete with anybody out there. If there's anybody, I don't know if I'd win them all, but I could definitely, get on stage and give them a good fight.
Have you
I
watched?
couldn't do that unless I was at FAA.
Right. Well, yeah, FAA is one of the best camps in the region. There's no doubt about it. Do you and your team, do you guys watch camp or fights on your upcoming opponent? And if so, what is your overall take on Blaze's skill set? He's 1-3, but all three of his losses were unanimous decisions, so he hasn't been finished. Do you think you're going to be the first one to go in there and finish him?
Well, that's the goal. I know he hasn't won. I know he doesn't have a very good record, but he's a tough fight. He comes to fight. He comes hard. There's no slouch in him. He's gonna come and he's not gonna play around. It's gonna be a high-paced fight with a lot of pushing from his end, from what I understand. If I can knock him out, that's gonna be the goal. I don't watch fights. I don't watch videos and any of that. I let my coaches take care of that, and they come up with the game plan and the strategy, and they give me the looks that I need to look at. But as far as like me doing that, I don't do any of that. The team helps me out on that part.
I got to imagine though that you have a vision about how you see this fight playing out. So give me a prediction. How do you see it shaking out? Do you see yourself getting a quick finish, or is this going to be a tough, grueling fight?
I'm planning for a tough, grueling fight. I'm not saying that that's going to be it, because I don't really like to look in to see, like, this is what's going to happen, this is how I'm going to handle it, because I feel like I perform worse when I think what's going to happen and doesn't go the way I'm thinking. I prefer to just react to what's happening at the moment instead of planning for what I think is going to happen. But I'm planning for a long 5-round fight where, we're probably both exhausted at the end. I can't really say whether I'm going to win by knockout or I'm going to win by submission or I'm just going to win all the rounds. I'm just expecting a hard fight.
Do you plan on having a lot of support there come fight night? A lot of tickets sold, a lot of people there in the building to support you?
No, not really. I haven't been able to sell very many tickets. I don't know why. I don't really get into the ticket sales that much. It's just I put up some things on Facebook and send out some posts and all that, but I don't really every day and ask people, you buying them, you not buying them? Like, I have to focus on the fight at hand. I can't be out there promoting, and it takes too much. It's too distracting for me to focus on too much of that type of stuff.
How many fights would you like to have the rest of this year? Are you going to stay active? Are you going to get on the next ammo card? Or is there someone else that you're looking to tangle with? What is your vision here for the rest of 2020?
I would like to fight at least today's March, at least 3 more times if I can. It doesn't always really go well for me. I haven't been able to. I don't always get a lot of fights. Either somebody gets hurt or somebody's not available, or they're scheduled to fight somebody else, or life happens and that type of thing. I would like to, if I could fight here and then fight for Cage Titans and Reality and Cage Wars, that'd be great. And get a title fight each and every one of those. I'd be happy. I'd be happy with the rest of the year. So it doesn't always go like that. And I know that's like a Christmas present, but maybe if I cross my fingers that it happens.
Well, you never know. This could be your year. You're already 1-0, getting that win over Bagley. I can't remember if that was at the end of last year or early this year, but either way, it was pretty close. So you're back. I know the fans here in New England are happy to see you back after that layoff. So and I'm excited to see you fight come fight night down at the Big E in Ammo. It's a pleasure talking to you, man. Before I let you go, if there's anyone you'd like to thank or any sponsors you have, the floor is yours.
I don't have any sponsors, but I definitely have to thank my girlfriend for holding everything down together for me, and keeping everything together with the kids, and putting up with me in the late nights, and just all my bullshit that I go through on a regular person, having to drag it home with her. And my kids for always been, they probably don't understand, but just for being there and putting a smile on my face every day. My team, Jeremy Libashevsky and Skylar Bree and Kurt. The rest, everybody else at FAA, Nick Newell down in FAA CT, my underdog training partners, the whole Bushido Jiu-Jitsu in Manchester, Harper Boxing Center, always giving me a good look on my feet with the boxing and the footwork. Bristol Eastern High School with the wrestling, been putting a lot of work in over there. Shout out to all you guys. I know you guys got New England coming up, and the national tournament, so good luck to out there. I don't know if I missed anybody, but yeah, sorry if I missed you or forgot your name. Sorry, but can't remember everybody. But shout out to everybody who supports me and behind me and looking to get this win with me.
Awesome. Well, Nate, I appreciate the time, my man. I'll see you down at the Big E next Saturday.
All right, man. I can't wait, man. I'm hyped, man. Every day that grows closer, man, I get more excited. So it's coming up. So it's gonna be a good show. It's gonna be a good fight.